We're counting down the 10 MCU characters who simply refuse to die, ranked from the merely hard to kill to the truly unkillable. From gods whose power is tied to cosmic realms, to beings who can reboot themselves or warp reality, each spot reveals a new path to immortality. So, which legendary figure tops the list, and who just squeaks in at number 10? Let us get started, kicking off with the deity who makes death look optional. Hela storms into Thor, Ragnarok with the kind of power that rewrites the rulebook. She crushes Mjolnir as if it is made of glass, shrugs off a spear through her gut, and keeps fighting like nothing happened. Her strength is not just legendary, it is tied directly to Asgard itself. The only way anyone could stop her was to blow up her power source, so Surtur leveled the entire realm. Even then, there is a catch. The film never shows a body. For a goddess whose job is literally death, disappearing in a sea of fire feels more like a vacation than a final exit. In Marvel Comics, beings like Hela are constants in the universe, never truly gone and just waiting for the right moment to return. Her comeback hinges on Asgard's fate, making her the entry-level case for Marvel Cinematic Universe immortality. Groot's story flips the idea of immortality on its head. When he wrapped his branches around the Guardians and whispered, "We are Groot," he turned himself into splinters to save his friends. That sacrifice looked final. Then Rocket planted a tiny twig from Groot's remains. Out sprouted baby Groot, who danced, grew, and eventually became the new Team Muscle. Director James Gunn cleared up the confusion. This Groot is not a clone or a resurrection, but the original son. As long as a single piece survives, a new Groot can take root. For this species, death is just a reset button. Vision's journey through life and death is pure science fiction made real. Thanos tore the Mind Stone from his forehead in Wakanda, leaving his body cold and empty. But for Vision, death is not the end. It is a technical problem. In WandaVision, SWORD gathered his vibranium remains and rebuilt him as White Vision, stripped of emotion but fully functional. Vision's mind, built from layers of code and memory, can be copied, restored, and uploaded into a new shell as long as the data survives. If the right technology and resources exist, Vision can always be revived. His identity may blur with each reboot, but permanent death remains out of reach for a being made of information. Bruce Banner's survival isn't a choice, it's a biological fact. In the Avengers, he admits that he put a bullet in his mouth and the other guy spit it out. No matter how hard he tries, the Hulk refuses to let him die. That healing factor isn't just for show, it's the reason Banner walked away from wielding all 6 Infinity Stones in Endgame. The blast left him scarred for life, but he survived a surge that would have vaporized any normal being. The comics take this even further, hinting at an endless death and rebirth cycle. But even on screen, it's clear, as long as the Hulk exists, Banner can't stay dead. His body is the ultimate failsafe. Wade Wilson's body is basically a science experiment gone off the rails. After being pumped full of Weapon X serum, Deadpool's mutant healing factor kicked in so hard it made his cancer immortal too. That means he's stuck in a loop. His body is always dying, always healing, and never actually stopping. In the Fox movies, he's been blown to pieces, decapitated, and even regrew baby limbs after being torn in half, all while delivering punchlines. Now, with Deadpool officially joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Deadpool and Wolverine, his over-the-top regeneration is canon in the main universe. No matter how many times he's dismembered, Deadpool just stitches himself back together and keeps the jokes coming. For him, death is just another bad day at work. Doctor Strange rewrote the rules of survival by making death negotiable. Facing Dormammu, he didn't try to overpower a cosmic entity, he trapped both of them in a time loop with the Time Stone. Each time Dormammu killed him, Strange simply reset, returning again and again, until the ancient being gave up and bargained for peace. That showdown turned dying into a strategic move, not a defeat. Even after losing the Time Stone to Thanos in Infinity War, Strange's mastery of the mystic arts remains unmatched. Artifacts come and go, but his ability to outwit death, whether through time, magic, or pure stubbornness, means he's always got another escape plan. In a universe where brute force fails, Strange proves that cleverness and a bit of temporal trickery can be the ultimate insurance policy. Wanda Maximoff bends reality to her will, turning the ordinary into the impossible with a flick of her hand. In Westview, she did not just cast spells, she rewrote the entire town's existence, conjuring life, memories, and even children from thin air. Her power is not about survival, it is about control. At Mount Wundagore, Wanda brought the mountain crashing down to destroy the Darkhold. As the rubble fell, a burst of red energy flashed, and then nothing. No remains, no confirmation, just silence and speculation. An official timeline book claims she died, but on screen her fate is left hanging. With chaos magic at her command, death is a door she can lock or open at will. For someone who can erase and rebuild reality, the final word on her existence may never truly be written. Thor stands apart from mortals and even most gods, living more than 1,500 years with no sign of slowing down. His age is mentioned almost in passing, but the feats that mark his longevity are anything but subtle. In Infinity War, he survives the full force of a neutron star to forge Stormbreaker, a blast of heat and cosmic energy that would have vaporized any other being in seconds. Yet Thor endures, battered but alive, wielding a weapon born from the heart of a dying star. That kind of resilience isn't just luck, it's built into his very nature. Asgardians are long-lived, but they are not invincible. The deaths of Odin and Frigga prove that even gods can fall when struck down in battle. Still, Thor's body shrugs off punishment that would end anyone else, and his spirit never seems to fade. For all practical purposes, he is immortal, at least on a human timescale, making him the closest thing the Marvel Cinematic Universe has to an eternal warrior. Arishem. The Judge towers over planets, a cosmic architect whose scale defies imagination. In Eternals, he appears as a living force of creation, his hand alone dwarfing entire landscapes, his voice shaping destinies. Celestials like Arishem are older than any civilization, responsible for building and destroying worlds across eons. Their power is not just legendary, it is woven into the fabric of the universe itself. Gods like Thor might endure for millennia, but Arishem exists on a level where time barely matters. The only evidence that Celestials can die comes from nowhere, the mining colony carved out of a dead Celestial skull. That severed head is a rare exception, a grim monument to just how much force it takes to end a being like this. For any mortal, or even most gods, the idea of challenging Arishem is pointless. A single gesture could erase continents. He is not truly invincible, but the scale of power needed to kill him is so vast it is almost theoretical. For all practical purposes, Arishem is eternal, a cosmic constant who will witness the rise and fall of galaxies long after lesser immortals fade away. Uatu the Watcher stands apart from every other being on this list. He isn't just long-lived or hard to kill, he exists outside the boundaries of time itself. In the series What If?, his voice echoes across realities as he observes every possible timeline, every branching path, all at once. Uatu isn't bound to a single universe or moment. He perceives the entire multiverse as a single, endless now. Death, in any traditional sense, simply doesn't apply. There is no body to destroy, no timeline that can erase him, no cosmic force capable of pinning him to a single fate. In the comics, Watchers have even been shown to defy mortality by sheer will, choosing when and if they wish to return. The MCU's portrayal leans into this idea. Uatu is less a person and more a cosmic constant, a consciousness woven into the fabric of existence. He watches the rise and fall of gods, the birth and death of universes, and remains untouched by it all. For a being who doesn't move through time but exists above it, the question of dying becomes meaningless. He is the ultimate observer, present at every ending because for him, there is no end. Across all 10 entries, one truth emerges. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, immortality isn't just about living forever, it's the rules of reality being rewritten. Whether through power, technology, or cosmic design, some characters simply exist beyond consequence. In that universe, death is just another story device. Which one surprised you most?